My people, it's your guide in Niger Englishman, and we are back here, Tunnel TV settings, for your weekly edition of the pre-game show, where we chop it up about the Premier League's weekend fixtures, find out which people are excited about the weekend, which people aren't. The banter is going to be on point as always. The player-on-player matchups will be there. And you know, for a scenario like this, I could never do it on my own. I got to invite my illustrious panel. First of all, representing the neutrals. Let's go say representing the neutrals, because his team aren't quite part of the top six. But when it comes to bringing in the brothers, many brothers in abundance. He represents Crystal Palace. We also know him as the Professor. Man like Mbizo in the building. How you doing, Mbizo? You good?
I'm all right, my brother. Thank you so much for having me.
Is it me or is it?
I just want to say it on live. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
All right. So I was just saying that I was saying off camera that the logo is very fancy, and I was told that the budget for Tunnel TV is different. So I'm delighted to be here in these high budget productions with the fellas. I'm ready to go. Thanks, Chance.
Awesome, bro. Awesome. My guy, hey, he'll say he wasn't on a hiatus. He was just dealing with some stuff, but he's back, returning to the channel. The last time you saw him on the channel was the preview of the Manchester United versus Arsenal game, and we've not seen him since. But he's here to answer for his crimes. His team are winning now, so he's a little bit happier than last time. Actually, he always brings the chest, win, lose, or draw. Let's be honest. Man like Traps in the building. How you doing, bro?
How we doing? Good to be back. Yes. My hiatus was because unfortunate circumstances. We're not going to get into that though. But I'm back now. Obviously, we was meant to be in at 6 o'clock, but obviously Kunle couldn't find his Arsenal shirt, so we had to wait another half an hour. But here we are, man. Here we are.
Man said the top didn't come in time.
All right, yeah, our host is
Frozen.
He was busy worried about air conditioning when he should have been worried about the quality of the internet.
Yeah, trust me. All right, listen, the AC's not too hard on the pause, sorry.
So the AC's frozen the stream basically.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like, what's the fan levels? So isn't it like full blast?
Hey, I don't know what's going on with my technicals right here, guys. So there might be times during this show where Mbizo, Traps, Abs will have to take over for man, because it's a bit crazy in Nigeria right about now. So you guys might have to help me get through the show. But also, he's definitely motivated right now. His team have now registered a contender for goal of the month. Their first goal of September scored yesterday by Latoya Jackson. In the building, we got man like Abs. How you doing, bro?
Broski, I'm all good, man. All good. Listen, man, my team finally won a game of football. I scored a goal. I celebrated that goal hard because I've learned to be grateful for when goals come, because I could go well another 2 months scoring 2 goals. So it's mad, bro. So I'm happy. I'm happy in it. Like, happy, slightly feeling a bit more positive. But I know I'll probably get slapped down to reality on Monday. But let's see what I'm going in it. All right, this Trav's bucking out.
Big up, man. Thanks for coming to the show, man. Don't forget to smash the like button, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. But I guess as it's we'll start on for Saturday's fixtures. We've got the mighty Arsenal away to Bournemouth. And hey, Rob, I'm the host, so I can call them whatever I want, all right? So the mighty Arsenal away to Bournemouth, which, let's be honest, it should be an easy 3 points for Arsenal. It should be. But as I said, there's nothing like easy 3 points in the Premier League. Yeah, you have to go and claim the 3 points, because a lot of our fans, including myself, thought we were going to get an easy 3 points on Sunday against Spurs in the North London derby, and it didn't work out that way. So we need to bounce back. My question for you guys is, first of all, who do you think should be Arsenal's number one keeper, by the way?
David
Raya or Ramsdale? I'm not starting with Mbizo because I kind of know his answer. I'm going to start with.
How do you know my answer? How do you know my answer?
I know. Traps, what you say?
Nigel, you know.
Oh, I'm
already.
sorry.
Nigel, you know already. Yeah. We had this conversation when you just signed Raya. And what did I say? Do you remember what I said?
Remind me.
I said, Aaron Ramsdale, get ready to learn Arabic, fam. Yeah? Because you're done. Yeah? Because you're done, bro. Yeah? And none of you believe me. I told you there's no way this guy's going to sign this guy, yeah, for backup. Yeah? I don't know what super team you lot think you lot are, but this is a replacement and a good one at that. I've never rated Ramsdale, and I never will. All them extensive saves that he was doing, them ones for the cameras and that, them two-handed saves,
Hollywood saves,
the scorpion and all that, what he was all doing and all that. Nah, bro, get out of here, man. You're done, bro. Get out of here, man. You're done, bro.
Are you on the same page, Abs? Are you on the same page of Ramsdale out, Raya in?
Listen, you see with Ramsdale, right? Ramsdale is a victim of what's it called? He's a victim of the fish and chips disease, isn't it? Which basically, the problem is that because of his fish and chip style, he has a ceiling in it. He's a good keeper. I don't think he's dead. Traps makes him out to be dead. I don't think he's dead, but he'll never be a keeper for me.
He's better than his keeper. That's why he's fuming. He's better than his keeper.
Dead food, fam.
Now listen, he ain't dead, but he's never going to be a keeper to win you a league title, innit? And the thing is, I think his passing and his distribution is overrated. People seem to think he's a fantastic passer to football. He's not. He's just a decent-ish passer. And his shot stopping is a bit sus. Now, if you're the keeper, my keeper's meant to be my last line of defense to instill some confidence in the rest of the team, innit? And if I'm letting him bozo goals now, the one against, what was it? Now, when they played Southampton last year and they drew 3-3 in the title running, man can't be having none of that. So it's a David Raya thing. Even I don't even.
Bro, I hear you, but every top keeper's had a moment like that against Southampton. No, every top keeper has.
He had a period though. Even that last year when you played City away, KDB's first goal, he should be saving that. He should be saving that. The one we put in Bar Bins. He has to, bro. Nah, listen. Ramsdale is good to take you to a level. He ain't the guy to take you to that next level. And I don't even rate David Raya that highly, by the way. I think David Raya is mad overrated by some people. They seem to think just because Casillas was 6 foot and he was a fantastic keeper, that Raya can do it as well. He's good at passing out from the back. He's a decent shot stopper, and that's where it ends. So even then, long term, I'll be real, you probably need a new keeper. You probably will.
I never expected the last part of that, but I hear you. And Biza, where are you at with this debate? I mean, do you? As far as I know, you don't even like Ramsdale. I don't know for sure, though. I'm not 100%, but I feel that we've had conversations in the group of you throwing some slander at my boy. But maybe I'm mistaken. What do you think?
No, I'll be very frank. I don't know Raya. I don't know this Raya guy. I haven't seen him play. And I'm not ashamed to say, and I think more football pundits and fans should be more open to saying when they're not.
This is facts. This is facts.
We like to talk about
I must know everything. I must know. Yes, you can't watch every game, bro. You can't.
It's impossible. There's too much football. I need 4 TV screens, and even with the 2 that I have, I can't do it. I'm going to purchase a third, though. I'm investing in a third. Anyway, my point is I really don't know Raya. To be very, very frank. So I don't know what Ramsdale's competition is. But if I'm going to dissect Ramsdale himself, I must be very frank. I don't think he's much better or much worse than what I see week in, week out in the Premier League. I don't see a goalkeeper who's particularly spectacular. But I don't see a goalkeeper who's useless. And, from time to time, he makes some very, very big saves. He makes some good saves. I haven't been very attentive to him. And in general, I'm less attentive to the goalkeeping position than I am to other positions on the field. I must be very frank. It's probably the weakest part of my scouting game is to scout quality goalkeepers from non-quality goalkeepers. But again, that being said, like I said, I think in this regard, I would have to pay attention to them moving forward to see some performances from Raya and to say, okay, I understand why they've put him in instead of Ramsdale. But I always think it's a complication when you have two goalkeepers who are vying for the same position. I think sometimes it can work out, but sometimes it can bring a toxicity to the club, because I think that's, for me personally as a manager, that's the one position that should have a sort of a starter, an undeniable starter.
I'm glad you brought out this debate, because I remember I was watching ESPN the other day, and Shaka Hislop was really animated talking about this scenario. Arteta's an idiot for bringing this sort of problem. How can you think you can substitute a goalkeeper in the middle of a game to change maybe the outcome? And blah. He was very, very aggressive with his damnation on Arteta after what he said in his press conference. But for me, I think, first, I've taken everything you lot have said into consideration in terms of both keepers, but I think people are going overboard with this. Look, I think Arteta might be wrong in the long run about if he tries a situation, for example, maybe on the 60th minute, if you see him take off Raya for Ramsdale and we end up losing the game, I believe that'll be a topic of discussion at that point. But I don't believe there's any discussion yet, because nothing's really happened yet. He bought another keeper. He's given this guy a chance to prove himself. I don't think there's much to discuss just yet. I think come like January times, there might be more discussions in regards to this situation then, but I just think it's too early for us to really know the major effects of it. What do you think?
There's a comment in the comment section here, which I think should be a talking point. Other than some of the things that I've said, I really agree with this comment, which is that Arsenal had other priorities. And I think
it's a free transfer. We got him on a free transfer.
Oh, I thought didn't they?
No,
it's not a free transfer. They have to
no. It's a loan with the option to buy. Option, not obligation. Obligation.
For how much?
Like, I think he's paid 2 million or something like that.
Oh, okay.
But at the end of if we sign him at the end of the season, we got to add 30 million on top of that. No, but if we don't like him, we can send him home.
I got you. Okay. Well, in that case, it's a little bit different. But I still think that this statement stands, which is okay. Bringing in a goalkeeper, he was free, or there was a loan, there was a small fee. Mm-hmm. But again, the priority lies.
No, and that's the next topic, because obviously there's been links between Ivan Toney potentially interested or coming to Arsenal in January. Obviously, Victor is now potentially available. Owners, if you're watching this channel, I beg, go and put whatever needed for Osimhen, go and get it. Because my chest on every stream is good. I'm going to be doing streams topless. What are you talking about? If Arsenal sign Osimhen in January, I'm doing streams topless. I'm telling you now, bro. It's on. It's a madness. What?
Let me just touch on this goalkeeping situation.
God, quickly.
Let me just touch on this goalkeeper situation.
Now we've moved past it, traps. We're talking about strikers now, man. Free Aaron Ramsdale, man. Free Aaron Ramsdale, man.
Bon Ramsdale.
Nah, but striker-wise, if you guys were trying to play for a title, who would you rather rely on, Ivan Toney or Gabriel Jesus?
Neither.
Wow. And Bizo?
Gabriel Jesus, man, obviously. I mean, this guy, not only has he won titles in the Premier League, he was also an extremely important player for Brazil for quite some time. Obviously, he's had some injury issues more recently, which has kept him out of the team. But the guy is a Brazilian international. And let's face it, he didn't reach certain heights, maybe at Manchester City. But when I watch him play for Arsenal, he's a different player. He's taken on the challenge of leading that line. I think he does a lot in that line other than score goals. I've actually really enjoyed his game at Arsenal. Ivan Toney, I mean, I'll be very honest with you guys. Ollie Watkins, Ivan Toney, these are just.
Hey! Don't put them in the same category. Don't put them in the same category. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Who? Gabriel Jesus? Then
no. I rate Jesus over Tony, but I'm not putting Tony in the same category as Watkins. Come on, bro. Ollie Watkins.
No, I'm not saying they're in the same category.
Okay.
I don't know. In fact, for me, they're both negligible. What I'm saying is that discussion of the fact that it's between the two of them, because that's the other name that I heard was Ollie Watkins or Ivan Toney. And for me, they're both nothing players. There's absolutely no reason in the world why Arsenal should. I mean, is there really that much of a difference between them and Aiden Kesha? Let's be honest. If you're going to go for a striker,
wow, really? Is that where you're at with them? Really?
Yeah, I mean, it's just.
Forget that. I'll give you a better example, right? Once upon a time, Danny Ings scored 22 goals for Southampton, who finished lower than Brentford are, and majority of them wasn't penalties, by the way. Should any big club have signed Danny Ings based on that?
Liverpool signed him, innit? But no, I don't. Would you put Ivan Toney in that same category as Danny Ings, though? Would you?
Listen, all right.
Yeah, I just think they're guys.
Wow, you are deep.
Make them top
players. I'll tell you what. This is my opinion. So these are the types of strikers that I've personally worked for my own two guys, which I say Ivan Toney is like in terms of what the level they're at. So I think of your Mishus, good season, but did he really have consistency? Nah. Danny Ings, Papi Cisse, hate that guy. Always scored against me. Flipping.
You see, you've taken a left. You've now taken a left and you've gone. I don't know where you've ended up, but when you said Papi Cisse, you've taken a left. Stick to the Oyubo we've been discussing and leave Papi Cisse out of it. Please, my brother.
Listen, Papi Cisse, he was good, but I don't know. Maybe it's just an agenda because he always scored against me. But this is what I'm talking about, innit? It's these kind of strikers who are good, steady Eddie Premier League strikers, but they'll never be guys who, in my opinion, take you over the line to a league title. Yeah. So for that reason, that's why I'm saying Danny Ings' comparison isn't too bad because let's be real, Danny Ings at Southampton was a bagsman. He banged goals, he lit goals for fun. Now tell me with a straight face that you would trust Danny Ings to score you enough goals to take your team to a title.
Yeah, no, I'm with you, bro. 100%. For me, that's not the kind of player that all of these guys that you've mentioned and all of the ones that I mentioned that Arsenal are interested in. If Arsenal's really serious about a striker, they have to go for Osimhen. Whether it's unrealistic or not, that is the kind of player that puts you over the line. Traps, what you think, bro? You've been quiet.
I'm listening to this stuff. I'm listening to this whole Jesus. Who would you prefer, Jesus or Ivan Toney? If you're looking at it from a perspective of a number 9, it's Ivan Toney all day. Yeah, there's no. It's not whether he can do it at the biggest level, whatnot. He is an out and out number 9. Yeah, Jesus might have won titles for Man City, but he done it on the left, and it got to a point where Pep Guardiola would rather start Zinchenko up front than Jesus. So, I mean, yeah, if I'm looking at it right now, I'm in a position to go for the title in January. I'm gonna say, and I can get Ivan Toney in. I'll get him in. Let's go. Let's go. Because even like even if you get one season wonder out of him, and you get yourself to the title this season, and he bums out next season, go again.
Did you watch Gabriel Jesus at Palmeiras when he was playing Copa Libertadores? Did you see him?
Listen, that's in the past now. No one watched that, bro. Mbizo, you ain't even watched David Raya in the Premier League. What makes you think I've watched Jesus at Palmeiras, bro?
Okay, well, I did watch him at Palmeiras. And to be very clear with you, his natural position is 9. Okay, and another correction, at Manchester City, he played mostly on the right. At the end of the day, players often are played out of position to accommodate certain tactics, to accommodate certain coaches, and so on and so forth. But if you watch, there's no way you can conceivably think that Ivan Toney is on the level of a Brazilian international. It doesn't matter if Brazil is struggling at the moment. There's no way. That's the British guy. That's the British in you. It's the Manchester United in you. It's the Premier League in you. It's outrageous.
Listen, how many years has Jesus been in England? How many years?
I don't know.
6 years, maybe.
I don't know.
What is the most amount of goals he has scored in the Premier League in a season in them years?
I also don't know.
I don't know either, but I'm damn sure it's not enough for me to look at and be like, wow.
14, I think 15.
Hold up. You know what? I'm gonna get this up myself. Hold up, 1 second.
14 or 15. 15 max.
Listen, you've had 6 or 7 years to beat a tally of 15 in the league, right? Yeah.
But wait a minute. I thought did he start day in and day out for Manchester City?
That makes it even worse, bro. That's like makes it worse.
He didn't. He didn't start day in day out.
He didn't, but then he got them numbers. Which of your second strikers is scoring 14 goals in a season, bro?
Coming off the bench.
Bro, listen.
The most he scored is 14.
All right, cool.
Coming off the bench.
All right, cool. So what we're talking about? How many off the bench, right? How many in the actual striking position did he score them goals in? But that
doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. I don't think that matters.
Let's not start getting technical, right? The fact of the matter is this: as a goal scorer, as a number 9 or an attacker, his best season is 14. That's not good enough. You have multiple years at good clubs, yeah, and you haven't been able to excel over that. He should be if he was thinking about listen, can I finish? If I was thinking about getting to sticking with Jesus, I would have at least have to seen 20 goals in a season once in the league. At least once.
Tony get 20 goals.
Do you want to know where?
Last season, he got 20 goals. To be fair,
he got
20.
Yeah, he got 11 in the league. But you know why I'm with Traps? I'll tell you.
Oh, was it 11 in the league?
Yeah, it was 11 in the league.
Nah, it wasn't. Ivan Toney didn't only score 11 league goals.
Was it
not Tony, Jesus.
Jesus.
Got 11. No, but hear what man saying, because Traps is
last season when he barely played. Is this anyway?
No, last season he played a lot, bro. He's their starting striker.
No, Jesus was out for 4 months. Don't do that, Abs. Don't do that.
Listen.
4 months, brother. Don't do that.
For a slight period, and came back, and you guys all told me title race Jesus, this and that. Now hear what man saying. Hear what I'm saying. You see where Traps is spitting, because the fact that the matter is, we saw this Gabriel Jesus guy play in a team that, let's be real, creates more clear-cut chances than any team in.
But he wasn't a starter, bro. He wasn't a regular starter, bro.
He wasn't the one finishing the moves. He was the one creating.
Exactly.
Listen, Man City are like an all-you-can-eat buffet where even like the head honcho to the YGs can go get food in it. They can all eat. Anyone can eat. So the fact that you are not able to get 20
Bruv, he ate though. He ate very respectfully for a second striker, bro.
You know what's mad, yeah?
He took the scraps. Aguero these times was injured all the time. They tried playing Jesus. He was so dead they had to move Sterling into.
Okay, Abs. Will you bite your arm off Jesus right now? Number one. Number two. When did you last have a striker that scored 19 goals? Traps. The way you lot are going on, like they're in abundance out here. Hoyland ain't gonna reach more than 14 goals this season. What, are you gonna bin him as well? Are you gonna bin him as well? No, but wait, hold on. No, because I went off screen for 3 months while all of you were ranting and raving about my guy. So I'm back now.
Yeah, you asked me a question. I'm gonna answer it. So if Rasmus Hoyland gets 14 goals this season at 20 years old in his debut season.
Yeah,
that's fucking excellent, mate.
But he's not even reaching that. He's not getting 14. He's getting 10 max.
So you're moving the goalpost.
No. I said
the goalpost.
What did I say? I said when was the question I asked you was when did you last have a striker that got 20 goals? That's the question I asked you.
Bro, listen. Marcus.
I said
Marcus Rashford was playing left wing and striker last season, and he bagged 30 goals in the season, mate. So
in the Premier League. 17
in the Premier League. 17.
Was that 20?
17 in the Premier League.
So nobody then. Thank you. A guy that played every game for Man United, the only source of. Anyway, before we get all over the place about this situation, first of all, let me get into some of the comments and move on from this Arsenal thing as well. Big up the Hitman. He's clearly very, very excited. Mashed up by Spurs. I didn't know during a game means we got mashed up, but. Anyway, there's Spurs fans, there's levels to this shit. You come take 3 points from the Emirates, then we'll talk, innit? We'll talk. Correction, Danny Ings scored 22 goals for Southampton after Liverpool. I hear it. Barely got a game at Liverpool. Big up Ozan Kabak. Yes, he played centre-back for the Super Chat. Big up, bro. He said, Ayo, big up Kunle and the panel. Abs finally got a W. See, Abs, people are happy for you, bro. But the whole football community is cheering Chelsea on right now, bro. We want you guys back, man. Big up. But before we move on, what do you guys think in terms of predictions for Arsenal versus Bournemouth away? Sorry, score predictions for the game.
You should win 2-0, man.
Yeah.
2-0 for Traps. 2-0.
Yeah.
Abs.
I'll say 3-1 still.
I'm gonna go 3-0 because it's away from home. For some reason, we don't concede away from home. I think I don't know why we are actually more astute defensively away from home. I feel one of our problems, which you saw on Sunday, was we're so arrogant at home. We just feel we can turn up and get the result, and it's really frustrating right now. They need to fix that shit ASAP because we dropped 4 points at home in the first 6 games this season. That's absolutely embarrassing.
Wait, whoa. Hey, don't do that, bro. Don't take anything away from Spurs' performance, bro. Don't do that. About arrogance.
Brother, I'll do what I want. Anyway, moving on. We got
in the thing and that, yeah. Throwing darts in the thing and these.
Isn't that arrogance? That's not arrogance, no. They arrogance. They thought. Look, if we were a lot more humble when it came to the home game, we would have been more clinical with our decision making.
First things first.
But that's the Arsenal segment done anyway. So let's move on to
orchestrate his own celebration, innit? Just tell him to orchestrate that, innit?
All right, my star boy is on the shithousery. He did it to your boy last season and we won the game. And he did it again this season. Don't hate on him. He's showing his nasty side, bro. You don't like it. But yeah, anyway, as we're moving on, Manchester United versus Crystal Palace, the real game. Obviously, they had the warm-up game in the midweek in the Carabao Cup. But Man United back to winning ways. Amrabat is in the squad now, so is it a no excuses thing, or we still have to wait for Ten Hag to get his team playing? What are you saying, Traps?
I mean, we've got to win against Crystal Palace. I don't think Crystal Palace were at their best. I don't think that it's anything to go on. Obviously, wins are wins, one game at a time and that. But at the minute, all the injuries are coming back. The squad's getting assembled properly, and now we're going to see. I mean, I think I can't judge Amrabat. Obviously, him coming in the midfield and whatnot, yeah, it was all good and whatnot. But like I said, Crystal Palace posed no threat in that game. They was sloppy at the back. We should even had a penalty in that game as well. And yeah, for me, but this is the thing. Don't get it twisted. United fans will think that because of what happened in the Carabao Cup is exactly what's going to happen in the Premier League. I don't think that's going to be the same. I think Crystal Palace will learn from it. The only good thing about it is that both teams didn't really play the strongest of lineups that they could have played. So you don't really know what's going to happen in the game. So no one's sort of shown their hand again. So I'd be very wary of that. But as I say, I expect to win. Obviously, we're back to winning ways, and yeah, man, it's like you said, it's not easy game. No games are easy in the Premier League. Unless you're Man United, of course, because when we lose, games are meant to be easy, but when we win, games are easy. But never mind.
You're doing the victim. Now the victim thing here, bro. You're a big Man United, though. It don't run here, bro. Them victim things don't run around here, bro.
I'm just saying. The only thing is,
you sound like Jadon Sancho.
Like, listen, at least for this game, there won't be much traffic down the M6 in it. It'll just be busy in the London Underground for the game because all the United fans are based around there, so they'll be alright. It won't be much stress for travel. Most United fans gonna get there.
I'm sure. Ain't it at Old Trafford, no?
No, it's at Selhurst Park, isn't it?
Nah, it's Old Trafford. It's Old Trafford. It's
an old team. Even worse. There's gonna be
so take your flipping jokes back here down to you. Don't joke on my team.
Okay, wait.
M6 is gonna be full up.
And Biza, I've got a question to ask you because I heard Terry talk about it on the Football Terrace, and I think me, Abs, and a few others were discussing it on my show a few days ago. Terry's argument was, it's not that Ten Hag is not showing us a style of play at Man United. It's that he's showing us a style of play that we don't like. So we're just saying it's not a style of play. Like, where's your head with that? Is it he's showing us a style of play, but it's just not what we expect from Ten Hag, or he's still just trying to figure himself out?
I understand.
It's an interesting comment, though, isn't it? It's quite interesting, I think.
it's an interesting comment. I can't speak for anyone but myself. And for myself, I will say that I genuinely don't understand what the plot is at Man U. If there is a style, I haven't been able to identify it. Is that my deficiency? Maybe. But if there is a style, I would be able to identify it. I am very, very good at discussing things I don't like. Okay, I can find the language. I have the sharpness of tongue to very much discuss things I don't like. And I can't say I don't like Manchester United's style. I can say I don't like the way that they've performed, but I can't say I don't like their style because I don't know what the style is. Every game they come out, I just see a team that doesn't look cohesive. But what I do like about Ten Hag, and I've said this from the very beginning, I do like his management style in the back room. I know he's been a bit harsh maybe here and there, but I love the fact that he's standing his ground, and he's done so with players that I truly believe did have behavioral problems. I know, for example, Cristiano Ronaldo, I know, the GOAT. We can all agree on that. But there was something about his presence in his second spell that was taking away from the collective. So I understand the stance that Ten Hag took. Jadon Sancho has demonstrated lack of discipline at Manchester City, at Borussia Dortmund, and now as well at Manchester United. So the fact that Ten Hag is standing his ground again is for me impressive. Okay, in a difficult climate to do so. But
that's what I was going to ask. Did he just pick the wrong time to make that comment because of the Anthony scenario, the fact that he doesn't really have options?
It's very sensitive, right? It's very sensitive at Manchester United right now. So any little thing that happens, there's this explosion, which I get. And despite that pressure, I think he's managing very well. He's standing by his convictions, and so on and so forth. But as far as the football on the field is concerned, I'm sorry. I can't identify any discernible style, anything where I can say, you see what they're doing this week, they're going to do it again next week, they're going to do it again the week after that. I can't see that.
And I think for me that's the biggest issue here, because some say maybe we didn't watch Ten Hag before Ajax, and some people said, because that's the start, the counter-attack style is what he was doing before he came to Ajax. I didn't watch Ten Hag before Ajax, and some people are saying the setup at Ajax made his football look better than his tactics actually are. And then they used examples of Frank de Boer winning the league and all that sort of stuff, which was interesting.
The way Ajax is playing now, Ajax is actually
Ajax is trash now, bro.
The worst teams in Europe right now, the way that they look.
Ajax is terrible. And I actually met their manager.
So one could argue perhaps that since his departure, there's been something of a decline at Ajax.
This is true.
I think one could argue that. That's just my perspective on the matter.
Hey, Traps, feel free to chime in at any time, bro. You don't have to wait for the cue, man. Just chime in on anything.
Listen, I enjoy listening to Mbizo, and what he has to say, because he's very, very he's very articulate in the things that he says. You know what I'm saying? So it's sometimes I get lost. I'm listening.
He does. He's not. You're not there. We call him the professor for a reason, bro. It's no jokes out here.
So basically, look, you see this whole style of football stuff, right? Yeah. I remember I told you about buzzwords. Do you remember I told you about buzzwords? Right? I told you about this, right? Because I'm old.
What was the other one? Identity. Yeah, that's the one.
Identity. That's the other thing. Identity. Yeah, and now we've got style of play. I've told you about all these buzzwords and that. Yeah, because don't you remember I remember when last season when people were talking about playing out from the back. Hey, I can't play out from the back. Yeah, play out, and he ended up with the Golden Glove and the most clean sheets. Do you understand? So for me, it's not a thing where people are looking at how Ajax used to play or how Utrecht used to play or whatever, yeah? How Ajax play is not how Man United are going to play. So forget that out of your system. Get that out of your head. It's never going to be the same. He's not going to come there and implement a style of football from Ajax days. Because, shall I tell you what the truth is about that is? If you look at the history of Ajax, Ajax playing English teams, you will get beat every week, mate. Yeah, that's the truth. We'll get beat every week. So at the end of the day, Ten Hag came in and he's seen the players that he's got, right? Yes, he's made signings. He's made some signings are still a bit suspect, but he's made signings and he's gone out there. But the facts of the matter is this: he's gone out there. He's come away from last season with the most clean sheets. He's come away from the season unbeaten. 30-something games. 31 games at home, or he's lost one in 32 or 30. Yeah, 1 in 32, right? He's come away with a trophy. So at the end of the day, whether you want to understand the style of play or not, understand the culture of Manchester United, and it is win by any means, bro. That's how we win. So I used to sit there and watch Man United, when I was younger. We used to play some stinky football under Sir Alex Ferguson and still get the results. And that's how it's always been at Man United. People talk about Manchester United being Manchester United. We've never been a possession-based team. Never.
Absolutely never.
We've never been a possession-based team. So when people are talking about style of plays,
bro, you're spitting.
Bro, it doesn't bother me because at the end of the, like I said, XG, XA, style of play, pattern of play, don't mean nothing because at the end of the day, if this Man United 2, so-and-so nil, he's done his job. Simple as that.
Hold up, Trap. No. So by your own lines, how long are you giving Ten Hag?
I said this. My thing. Listen, let me be clear. And there's clips of me saying this stuff. When Ten Hag came in, I said,
I love the question, Abs. I love it.
He's a nobody in English football. That's what I said. I said he's a nobody in English football, and has to come here and prove himself. Now, a lot of people think that him winning the Carabao Cup is him proving himself. Not for me. I said now.
Talk that, Traps. Talk.
Ten Hag has until. Yes, basically, for my mind, I'm looking around. I'm looking at Jurgen Klopp. I'm looking at Pep Guardiola. I'm looking at, because these are the comparisons. These are the man that he's meant to be competing with. I'm looking at Mikel Arteta. I'm looking at, Conte was there, he's gone now. Even Ange Postecoglou, but I don't know what their feelings are about how they feel about stuff like that. Obviously, even Pochettino. I'm looking at all these men, and I'm saying, all right, cool. Klopp it took Klopp 3 years to win a decent, win a major honor, right? It took. Well, Arteta won the FA Cup, granted, but he's been there for 4 years now, and he's.
Why are you always trying to disregard that FA Cup? But carry on though, carry on.
I just wait. Let me finish, man. So I'm saying, look. So he's been there for 4 years. He's doing what he's doing. Chelsea have had £1 billion of investment. Eddie Howe's been to a final as well, right? Eddie Howe's been to a final, the same final that Ten Hag went to. Ten Hag won, right? So at the moment, them two are in a similar boat. The only difference is he's won and lost, right? But here's the thing, yeah. So I'm saying that 3 years is enough time. If it's enough for Klopp, it should be enough for everybody else. So if Ten Hag doesn't win a major honor in 3 years, I want him gone. See you later, mate. It's not working out.
Okay, but Traps, is it based on just honors? Let's say, for example, this season you finish 6th, for example. Does he still deserve that chance to show that he's the right man next season?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Because
fair.
Because if you look at the season, it's like going into the season, Man United have a lot of problems off the field. So they have financial problems for one, even signing players and whatnot.
No, you don't play the victim about finances of us, bro. You're not going to do that here, you know.
Let me land before.
Let's cancel that finance part, but continue though.
Let me land before you start doing the extra stuff.
Biggest problem in the world.
Listen, so obviously, look, they've got financial problems. The club might be getting sold. The club, we don't know what's going on. But at the end of the day, if he finishes 6th, right, and he has a good, he has a good run in the cups, or he wins a cup or whatnot, you can't really argue that. When Man United, say for next season,
bro, you added that cup thing, bro. I didn't add any cup. I just said 6th place.
Right, even if he finishes 6th place, it's like cool.
With nothing, winning nothing.
With nothing, all right, cool. So next season, he has to be backed, and I'm talking identifying what he needs in order for him to go and win a league, go and challenge for a league. That's where it's supposed to. I said, look, you've had your fun, you won the cup, your fans over. This season ain't really been that great, but this season, what do you need to go and compete? He has to identify what he needs to compete, and if he don't, he's got to go. That's my opinion.
Do you know what? I'm not gonna lie. Like the rest of the panel, I want to say, you see this whole hiring and firing manager situation. Obviously, as a rival fan, I love it for the banter. Let me not get it twisted. I love it. Like dissing like a guy got. If Poch gets sacked, I'll be cracking up and I'll be bantering the hell out of Chelsea fans. But honestly, I believe certain men need time depending on situations. It's not just rush job where everything's going to be fixed in 18 months and that sort of thing. Obviously, opposition fans, me included, when we don't care about your rebuilds and shit. We don't give a damn about your fucking rebuilds, bro. We're competing against you. But if I'm the club, I'm being logical. So for me, I'll tell you where I was at with the whole Arteta thing, how I reprogrammed my mind. And you guys can correct me if I'm wrong. I said when Arteta came in, I didn't want him. I'm not going to try bullshit and say, oh, was Arteta in from the start. But I was like, because I think I wanted Allegri at the time. I'm not sure. I wouldn't take him now for different reasons. We'll talk about that on another stream, though. But yeah, so when they got him and he won the FA Cup in his first half season, I was like, all right, let's give it a go, innit? He's won something. He deserves a chance. Cool. Kind of similar to Ten Hag-ish, because they both one side. He deserves a chance. His first full season, he finished 8th. So I was like, do you know what? The end of that season, I was like, what do I expect of this manager, Arteta? Brand new manager, brand new job. What do I expect of him next season? Do I expect him to make us win the league? No. I said, this guy has to get me in the top 6. Then the following season, the top 4. That's what I gave, because I looked at Arteta specifically as a manager, not the Arsenal manager should be doing this, the Arsenal manager should be doing that. I looked at what I expected from that manager. So with Ten Hag, when he came into your club, what did you expect from him? Like, what did you want him to do? Is it something you wanted him to fix? What did you expect from him? I told you.
I said Ten Hag was a nobody in English football and had to come here and prove himself. Like, him winning the Carabao Cup last season gives him time, gives him more time. That's all it does. Doesn't mean he's proved himself. It just gives him more time. And this is another thing. This is another major thing, right? Obviously, no one knows what's going on with this takeover. But best believe, if we get taken over this season,
shoulda, woulda, couldas, traps. Don't talk about this thing, bro. Don't talk about these, bro. Bro, because it's not happened yet. We're talking about the current situation.
Why did you never let traps?
No, do you know what? Because this, Mbiza, let me explain. Traps always starts off the first 3 minutes. He's flowing, he's spitting, boom, 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 and then he throws in a curveball just to annoy me. So I have to address it.
No. Anyways, let me finish what I was saying. If we get taken over this season, and it's taken over, I'm writing the season off anyway. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because I'm not. This regime for me is done. Do you know what I'm saying? So why am I going to be sitting here? What we're going to do? Go to the stand and say, Glazers out. They're getting out. So for me, that's an achievement in itself. But it still stands. He gets the 3 years because he's gonna. If we lose, say for instance, if we change ownership next season for sure in summer, he's definitely 1,000,000% going to get backed. Do you understand?
Then he has to challenge for the league.
I
hear it because he's being fair. Because that's my thing with Poch, innit? Because I know people being like, oh, look, he's already spread bread and all them things there. However, I look at the bread that's been spent and I think it's more of a club thing as opposed to a manager thing. So, for me, he's proven himself in the Premier League in terms of being able to take a team from mid-table or lower or close to mid-table to a top 4 finish and potentially challenging a title. So, for me, it's the same thing. Poch this season has to get me top 6. Next season, he has to get me top 4. And if he gets a contract extension of an extra year, he has to challenge for the league. If he's not doing that in them 3 years, then I'm sorry, Dookie's got to bounce.
Yeah, for me, Chelsea's a completely different situation than the rest of the team.
And we're going to go to them next after you land this point there.
Are we going to talk about Crystal Palace, or are we only going to talk about fake big clubs?
Ooh. Who's the fake big club?
Because it's Man U. Actually,
Man U were playing against Crystal Palace, and we didn't talk about Crystal Palace. But I blame you for that. I blame you for that.
No, but to be honest,
because we let you speak and you didn't bring your team up, bro.
No, you didn't let me speak. You asked me a question which I answered very eloquently. So if you want to ask me another question about Crystal Palace, I can answer. No. The issue with Palace is actually very simple, gents. That's why I also didn't touch on it. It's because
I love it.
And there's no real hope for us to improve. It's like I said to you about my boy Roy. Okay, we will be more or less steady. We will finish more or less between 13th.
No, but Mbiza, the big question is, can you get points at Old Trafford though? That's the big question this weekend. Can you get points, regardless of what you said, Roy? You're shitty, blah blah. On your day, and if that's this weekend, can you take points from Old Trafford?
The short answer is yes. We can. We have the ability. The long answer is which Manchester United shows up, which Crystal Palace shows up, because the variability in both of the potential teams that can show up for these two clubs is so huge. You know, Crystal Palace one day can be a team that can beat anyone, absolutely anyone. And then another day, it looks like a team that belongs in the Championship. Manchester United, it's the same thing. So the question is, which of the two teams show up? You know, and that's what it's going to come down to.
Fair enough. Big up Ozan Kabak in the comments, man. Each and every time.
Ozan, I'm hyping you up. Come in the chat. Come in the stream, man. I want to talk to you. I want to word to you. Yeah.
All right, so let's get some predictions from this OT game. I'm gonna go over. I'm actually gonna go over 2-1 win for United for some strange reason. I think they will just get the win, man. Visa.
My heart says we're gonna come out of there with a 1-1, a 2-2. There will be goals, but my analytic objective football manager head says Manchester is gonna beat us 2-1.
What's happened to Elise and Diesel? He's still injured.
When's he back?
The boy can't stay. Yeah, the boy can't stay healthy. He's got glass knees. That's what it comes down to.
Yeah,
he can't stay healthy.
Parish didn't let him come.
And we are a different team. We are a different team with him.
Well, listen, with obviously, Big Roy's got to start Eze for you not to have even a chance, a sniff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and he needs to stop starting. He needs to stop starting Jordan Ayew. But you know,
bruv, how is he still starting in 2023, bruv? That guy's stealing a living from the Premier League, bro. Go to Saudi, man. Go get some real bread, bro.
Why to Saudi? Saudi's trying to invest in developing their league. Why should he go there and ruin that?
So he can just leave us alone. That's why, man. I beg. Whichever. Where do you want him to go? Galatasaray?
That's better. It's better. Let him leave the Saudis to develop their league.
What's your score prediction?
I reckon we keep another clean sheet. I reckon we go 2-0. My boy Hoyland, you know.
I've even got predicted scorers as well. All right. Maybe he's finally going to score a goal that matters, man. Big up Hoyland.
I'll say 2-1. I think Eze will score first, and then they'll come back and do the nearly doing it.
All right. Fair enough.
I'll be honest with you. I don't think Eze even starts.
If Roy is an idiot, then Eze doesn't start. So he wants to try.
Because Roy's just tapped, man. Roy's just being.
The man is tired.
Has he been on the bench for any games this season so far?
He was on the bench early in the season, but you know.
Oh, for real?
Premier League is stressful. The guy needs to be at home with his grandkids. I don't know.
I don't understand what he's still doing, managing anybody.
Roy is a senile old man. Yeah, he's a senile old man that got that job, because Crystal Palace had a mad moment. They sat Vieira for no reason, and they thought, shit, what are we gonna do? Oh, let's go get Roy again, and let's have a. It'll give us time to think.
He'll give us some time to figure it out. Meanwhile, Vieira will be having them playing some sexy football right about now, and I think they'll be in the top half of the league.
Vieira had them in 20th, bro. He had to go.
Nah, bro. If he'd stayed for them next 3 games, he would have.
He would never. And his worst spell, we had so many players missing. And if you look at the players that we brought in under Vieira's time, they're players that Roy could never dream of bringing in. Okay, we played more attractive football. Okay, and even if we were finishing around the same place, this is what we mean by giving a manager time. He was changing the culture of the club. We were becoming a club that was synonymous with good football, with high pressing, with talented young players that could potentially be sold for profits. Okay, but now let me, please don't stress me.
Okay, sorry. Moving on, we've got the massive West London derby on Monday night. Chelsea have a chance to reclaim their position at West London's finest. Abs.
West London's finest, bro.
Nah. You're the third best in West London right now, bro. Don't do that. But obviously, you won yesterday. Jackson as well scored. Cole Palmer had a very good game as well. Is this was it just like a one-off scenario, or is this a confidence builder that you could take into this game and really start to get your team clicking? What do you think?
Well, it depends what Poch does. If he sticks by what he's known for, plays players in the right position, then yeah, definitely. But the problem is he's too scared to do the right thing. I've never met a man who's too scared to be right. This ain't when we was playing Palmer in the 10, listen, Enzo was a top player in it, but he's not a number 10. He's a deep 9 playmaker. So you play him there in it.
Yeah, but if you ask Don, he can do everything, bro. DM, CM, AM.
Listen. Don believes
Don is a joker, bro.
Listen. Don believes that the sky is orange. So large up my doggy Don, but on this one.
Big up, Don. Smash the like button for Don, my people.
Smash it. So, you know what I'm saying, though, innit? So you see with what's it cool? You see with Artec, it's very simple. We can win games of football if the man goes back to basics. Like, I'm not saying it's all his fault because Jackson is meaty. As I've said many times, he wouldn't start for a 3rd division team in Sudan. But he wouldn't. He's that dead. He is that dead.
I'm sorry, Miss Jackson.
I'm sorry, who would start for a 3rd division team?
Nicholas Jackson.
You have no respect, you abs.
Listen,
you have no respect, you abs.
I lived in Sudan for a big chunk of my life, bro, and I've seen what the 1st division, 2nd, 3rd division footballers look like. Jackson is better than some of the characters who play in the 3rd division. I'll be real with you. But anyway,
swear down, you lived in Sudan, yeah?
Yeah, I did.
I'm not gonna lie though. Yeah, that finish yesterday was so stinky. Didn't even deserve it, man.
Exactly.
Okay, look. Let me be frank. A friend of mine even called him the African Timo Werner, which I thought was probably a pretty apt description.
Sensational.
But I understand the guy isn't hitting the back of the net. But the boy is a good player. He's a talented player. He is quick. He is strong. He is skillful. Perhaps he shouldn't be leading the line. And I hate to say it. I hate to say that about my African brother. Maybe he shouldn't be leading the line. But come on, that's a harsh evaluation.
You say he's skillful. Listen, go watch this guy in the first half. Under no pressure whatsoever. He wants to carry the ball. He kicks it out of play under no pressure twice in 10 minutes.
I didn't watch last game.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy, bro.
I'm basing this off of the couple of games I saw.
And you see why I don't rate this guy. But listen, for me, I don't rate Jackson in it. Some people do, some people don't like. If you're a striker, I don't care how old you are, because I know obviously you can take time to develop. But if you're a number 9, regardless of the age, if you cannot strike a football cleanly, you will never become a top striker. You never will. And he does not strike football cleanly. He scuffs every single shot. So for me,
just ask Danny Welbeck, bro. Brother, hey, Mbiza, no matter what you say, you can't tell me that he's better than Danny Welbeck yet. No one can tell me that right now.
He ain't better.
Not yet.
Nah,
no way, bro. He's got.
What do you mean that Danny Welbeck has some kind of enormous?
Hey, Danny's looking better than Jackson, you know, right now.
Are you not mad? Listen, what, you not don't remember Danny Welbeck in the Bernabeu, no?
They've forgotten, bro. They've forgotten about Big Dan. Big D.
Because we've entered Andre Ayew territory. If we're talking Danny Welbeck, let's talk about.
Hey, don't do that. Danny's got prems, you know. Dan's got prems and cups and that.
He's got one prem, by the way.
Prem or prems, whichever, the same amount as Alan Shearer, bro.
Bro, you don't listen. Don't you remember? Yeah, don't you remember when Danny Welbeck, saved Steve Bruce's career, but Danny Welbeck is the reason why people thought Steve Bruce was lit. He was the reason why they thought Steve Bruce was lit. Imagine they thought Steve Bruce was lit, bro, because of Danny Welbeck.
Let me just say that Danny Welbeck, this is a perfect example because Danny Welbeck is definitely a Steve Bruce player.
Yes,
very much.
And right now Jackson's looking like the exact same.
Now listen, that's what I'm saying. Even on the Jackson thing, for me. And I just don't. I hope he turns it around. I hope he learns how to shoot a football properly. But at the minute, you can't do that.
But hey, Jackson.
I think to be honest, I think Jackson's the kind of player who would excel in a 4-4-2 with a good striking.
Do you know what Jackson done?
So you're saying when Nkunku comes back, he'll look a lot better, basically. That's what you're saying.
Nkunku, listen, Nkunku's my guy, but Nkunku ain't saving Jackson, bro. Listen, Jackson needs God.
Listen, you see, you know what Jackson done, yeah?
I'm going to defend Jackson.
Jackson finessed Chelsea, yeah, with the sickest purple patch you've ever seen in your life, yeah.
No, guys, it's called talent. It's called talent.
Bro,
It's talent. The boy is young. And look, I'm not saying he's going to turn into a striker. I'm not saying he's going to turn into a striker that gets you the 20 goals you guys want.
No, but that's your confidence in backing him gives us that you think he can become that top striker.
Yeah, good.
You think he has the...
I think he can become a top contributor to Chelsea.
Crook. A top contributor. What is that? You change your words wisely. Yeah, madman, Ebizo. Yeah. Said top contributor, you know. What a legend.
Hey, listen, do you want an unpopular opinion right now?
Go on.
Yeah. Right. Christopher Nkunku will score more goals than Nicholas Jackson, and he's injured this season.
No, that's not an unpopular opinion.
That's
what we all expect.
Yeah, I still expect it, to be fair. I expect it. I don't know, man. But we've seen Jackson, bro. Come on.
But I'm not saying this because
you can't say that.
This because Jackson is poor. I'm saying this because Nkunku is absolutely world class. That's why I'm saying.
No, he's injured.
Hold on.
He's injured, Mbizo. He's injured. He's not. We don't even know when he's returning. But you confidently. But no. This is what he's trying to say. But you still confidently said yes, and you don't even know when he's coming back. That just tells us what we need to tell about Jackson. You know I ain't lying to Mbizo.
Man's got a 4-month head start on him. You know, 4-month head start.
Do not make Jackson a scapegoat for a club that is terrible from left to right.
No, I'm not making Jackson a scapegoat. I'm just highlighting he's one of the issues.
No, not you, Abs. Actually, you've been very reasonable. It's these two.
Listen, no. He's not a scapegoat. You're playing with Enzo Fernandez, blood. He's like one of the best midfielders in the world, blood.
Yeah, man. World Cup winner. World Cup winner. Big Enzo. 120M, bro. 120M.
Always that suspect center back from Tottenham. So is Voith. You guys know Voith? He's also a World Cup winner. He was with them. Don't tell me World Cup winner.
Listen, you got Conor Gallagher, bro, the Brexit Bellingham, bro. Are you mad?
The Brexit Bellingham. Man said the Brexit Bellingham. Fuck off. Wait, Traps, you should be genuinely bad from that.
Listen, man said
mate.
He doesn't employ McTominay, saying that. But anyway, so
are you mad? Don't chat to McTominay. McTominay.
Hey, they're on the same level, bro. They're on the same level. Don't do that. They're on the same. Scott and Conor Gallagher, bro. Scotty Too Hotty and Conor Gallagher and the same. They hang out with each other, man. They hang out with each other. They're besties, bro. Bro, they would have been best friends at school. Don't try it, Mbizo. You know this.
Listen. Scott McTominay right now, is lighting up the Euro qualifiers, but they've got man like Rodri.
Euro qualifiers,
nothing about the Brexit Bellingham, bro.
I'm gonna cancel you soon, Traps, man. That was too far. I mean, I said they were good. They were together. You had to take it to that next level.
No, listen, put it down. You can't chat to McTominay. You mad?
Euro qualifiers hat. This
you can't chat to McSauce. All right, cool. Listen, just change something quickly, yeah? Are we saying that international football shit?
No, we're not going there, Traps. I see what you're trying to do. He's a smart guy. I know what he's doing there. No, we're not going there, Traps. We are not going there.
I think international football shit. I think it's shit. So do you not think it's shit? Do you not agree with me?
Yes. I said qualifying is shit, but major tournaments.
English.
I think you go look at the group. There's a serious group, bro. There's a serious group in there. Go look at the group.
Traps. Where's your family from? Africa or the Caribbean?
That's
the Caribbean.
No. Listen, Traps.
Don't annoy me.
It said don't annoy me.
No. It's just like saying just because pre-season is dead, it means all the teams in the Champions League are dead as well. The Champions League and all these other leagues are dead. So I'm not hearing that, my guy. But anyway,
I'm gonna troll him, man. I'm gone.
Yeah. Go on, Abs. Talk about your team, man. West London derby. What are you expecting?
Well, listen, bro. No excuses. I'll be real.
When you gotta get a W, yeah.
We have to. And listen, a lot of Chelsea fans will tell me you've got injuries, this and injuries that. Now
you're not hearing that, bro.
unlike other fan bases, mainly Arsenal and Liverpool fans who use the injury thing, there's no excuses. If we can field 11 men with 3-4 men on the bench, then
we're straight. I love that. Love that energy, bro. Love
we
that.
have to win. No excuses. No excuses at all.
If you make it's William playing? Is William still playing for them?
Hey, William's scoring if he plays, bro. You know this. You know he's scoring. I'm not saying he wins, but he's scoring.
I'm not gonna lie, you better getting touched up by them, man. Even without Mitchell.
What, Jimmy Savile thing?
You better get touched up, man.
We're touching them. This will be the
you
start
know what
of
it's for you lot.
Man. Man's calling McTominay cocaine Gallagher, you know. Jeez. I'm done.
He's referring to Conor Gallagher. Don't do that.
Listen, anyways,
who gives a shit about both of them anyway, bro? Listen, yeah, you man are getting touched up by Fulham, yeah. You man can't listen. That goal, I don't know what it is about you lot. I'm hearing about you lot XG being bare high in that, bro. Like I said, bro, like you man can't score for nothing money.
I hate XG talk.
If you're banking on Jackson, yeah. I'm telling you now,
why do you guys keep mentioning Jackson as if this entire
team? You let man like Anthony Elanga, rhythm is a dancer, Anthony Elanga.
Rhythm is a dancer, Anthony Elanga.
You think William ain't coming back to do a job? He's gonna come back to do a job,
this same man, by the way, just a quick thing. This same man, his club paid a Ballon d'Or clause for ice cold Martial, and he can't keep fit for more than 3
Bro,
years.
let's keep on topic, bro. We're talking about Jesse.
Let me address that.
No, don't address it. Don't. He's trying to draw you out, bro. Let's focus on Jesse.
Hold on, wait. Hold on. Let me just address it. Listen, you see if you're signing a contract, yeah, and the man says you got to insert a Ballon d'Or clause, yeah, and you're like, yeah, insert the Ballon d'Or clause, and you walk away from go, he's inserting the Ballon d'Or clause, he's never going to get that money. Who wins? It's not a joke.
Oh shit! Ballon d'Or clause is hilarious, bro.
Still has ratings, man. But anyway,
listen. At the time Martial was signed, that was a possibility.
I swear, him and Jackson got the same amount of goals. I swear, him and Jackson have got the same amount of goals this season. I'm just asking.
Yeah, they do, I think.
Shit, Mbizo, come on, bro. Jackson has the same goals as Martial this season, bro. Come on.
Now, let me check.
What does that mean?
I don't know, but it gives me an opportunity to abuse Chelsea. That's what it means.
Listen, all I know is both men are getting outscored by a man like Casemiro. Yeah, so
bro, hey, can we keep it a buck? Casemiro's at 8 now. Am I ready for that conversation yet? He's at 8 now. He's not a 6 anymore, bro. He's an attacking. He's a box-to-box player now, bro. He's not a DM no more.
Ice Cold has less goals than Jackson this season, by the way.
Yeah?
Yeah, he does.
Hey, Nepa don't take lines for traps. Man's living like Nigeria right now, bro. Big up traps each and every time.
No, you know what I'm saying, though? It's simple. It's a simple thing. We have to go there and win. No excuses. It's a derby. We've been crap. We have eventually the Fulham's got to turn around, innit? And I'm not saying Fulham are an easy team. They're not an easy team by any means. We have to go there and do the business. We have to,
especially, bro. They're above you in the league right now, and I wouldn't say they've been playing that well. I still think Marco Silva. I think me and Mbiza have had this conversation. I think he's part of that fake managers club, which includes Roberto Martinez, Brendan Rodgers, and them man there, bro. That plays some nice football from time to time, but they're you know that fake managers club. Marco Silva, Brendan Rodgers. Was the other player? Could we throw Poch in there?
No.
I'll give him 2 seasons. I'll give him 2 years, and then we'll decide. I'll give him 2 more years.
Guys, please remember that after Tottenham.
All I'm saying is what Arteta gets celebrated for.
What just happened there?
Hold on. I don't know.
Mbiza, why you gonna
Man turned into a hologram with that. Mbiza turned into a hologram. It's real.
Mbiza's doing good.
Smash the light for the hologram in the top right corner, bro. Hey.
Hear what I'm saying? This is why I'm not going to let Kudla get away with this, because the thing which Arsenal fans all celebrate Mikel Arteta for doing and getting second in the league and pushing City. Poch did that. He got more points, by the way, in the league season, and he did it with less money. So what, go on?
You know what? Yeah, Abs, yeah. You know what is with me as well, yeah? Like, serious questions are going to have to get asked at the end of this season, yeah, about this whole Arteta thing. Just what's going on? Where's everyone gone?
No,
but yeah, serious questions going to need to be asked about this, but right, because at the end of the day, right, if Arteta finishes another season with no trophies and just finishing in the top 4, this is what they went mad about Arsene Wenger for. Get out the club. Get out the club. Your time's done.
That's the greatest manager.
That's the greatest manager. So, and he didn't get no 700 million to spend. Yeah, and he was doing this with man like Saigan, Senderos, them man. Yeah, so I don't know, man.
What's the?
If let Arteta go trophyless this season and next season, because my brethren is a Bruno, right?
What do you mean next season, brother? If we don't push City all the way and don't win a trophy, for me, I don't mind if he goes.
Listen, I want to see. I want to see.
I don't mind if he goes.
I want to see. If he don't win a trophy this season, I want to be on the stream with Niger, and I want to sit there, yeah, and I just want to put my hands on my cheek like this and listen to Niger cook this man, yeah, for 30 minutes.
See, the problem with you Premier League guys is your haste to want to send people away on the basis of trophyless season. First, let's just be mathematical about it. And math is my poorest subject. But if you are mathematical, not everyone can win a trophy every season, gents.
Okay, agreed.
Of course not.
Okay,
of course not.
Right. So, why is it that Arteta should not be sent away if Arsenal doesn't win a trophy when he's far and away?
Because progress.
Yes, good call. Because this is exactly the point that I was about to make. Progress. Has Arsenal progressed as much as they have under any other manager since Arsene Wenger? Other than Mikel Arteta,
there's only been one other one, to be fair.
You know what? You know what, man? You were saying, man. You know what the word on the street is? The word on the street is that Spurs have progressed more than Arsenal. Yeah, under
I don't know what word that is. That's just Spurs style traps. You know what you're doing there. We're not doing that.
You say street, but you're probably talking about a cul-de-sac. That's crazy.
Tell him.
But listen, here's why I'm asking. Okay, because this actually goes back to another conversation that you guys were talking about, comparing Ten Hag to Arteta and so on and so forth. One of the reasons I worry for Ten Hag, because I like him, let me be very clear before I begin. I like him, but I worry for him because despite the fact that I like what his management in the back room of Manchester United, they're not improving on the pitch, not particularly, right? But if you look at Arteta, I didn't trust Arteta when he came in. I thought, who was this guy? Baby Pep, blah, blah, blah. I bantered him like crazy. But then again, I'm analytical, I'm objective. I saw tangibly Arsenal beginning to improve, even when the results did not match. They weren't necessarily winning games. They were dropping points, but the football was improving. I could identify the kind of football Mikel Arteta wanted to play. I was in the WhatsApp groups. I was saying, look, these guys are pressing. I don't know why you're shaking your head.
Take your Man U hat off, Traps.
I don't know why they're shaking their heads, because this is what I saw.
Traps has got his Man U hat on and Abs has got his Chelsea hat on. They can't separate.
What do you mean?
No hat.
It's a baseball hat. I swear this is Bowley's thing now.
So
sorry,
it's Abraham Glazer's, bro. It's Abraham Glazer's thing.
Let me finish. So having seen the difference in those two progressions, obviously the clubs are in different places. Ten Hag is dealing with a lot more off the pitch than Arteta had to deal with. Okay, but when I watched Arteta in the beginning of his tenure, I thought they are improving. They will get to a point where they're very good. I still think Manchester United will improve, but their progress has been slower. Okay, their progress has been slower. Now, again, if we're going to throw Chelsea into the mix, because Chelsea's here as well, that's also part of Chelsea's problem, is that there is no improvement. In fact, they are substantially worse than they were before, despite having spent so much money.
This is true.
You know what? Yeah,
but I reckon. You see the Chelsea thing, yeah. I just think the board just gave the guy too many options, so he has. and also I don't believe he's confident enough to be ballsy in his decision making because he believes everyone wants him to win now. And I believe he's making a lot of decisions based on that rather than what he wants to do. And he needs to find the balance real quickly to make that work because what's happening at Chelsea is making him look worse than he is. It's not as much as I didn't rate Poch.
I agree.
I expected him to be better than this. Do you get what I'm saying?
Don't get it twisted. What's going on at Chelsea is not Poch's fault. That's 100%.
No, it's not.
No.
That's 100%. But at the end of the day, more fool you for going to take up that stupidness, bro. So everyone's gonna be.
Real talk.
Everyone knows you're gonna. If you take that job, that everyone's gonna be on you. So
brother.
It wasn't under no illusion, bro. So this is what it is. This is part of your job. What you're taking is part of it.
Fair point, man.
To touch on to what Mbizo was saying about progress and what you can see and identity, style of play, buzzwords. Again, is that if you look at people seem to think Arsenal. The only thing that's improved around Arsenal, don't get me wrong, they have a good team there, and the team's doing well. But the only thing for the fans has improved is the atmosphere on match day, bro. Yeah, these lot just started going
in your opinion, right? In your opinion, okay, cool.
Listen, they started going to the matches now, filling out the stadium. They've got themselves some ultra thing going on over there where they get flares out and do the mad thing and whatnot. Yeah, they weren't doing that 18 months ago. But here's the thing. Arsenal is not the benchmark to see where this is, how long it takes. Because if you look at Newcastle, for instance, Newcastle took 18 months to go from relegation to Champions League.
Yeah, we're not talking about benchmarks. We're not saying benchmarks.
Yeah, no, he never. That's a buzzword you just decided to throw in there. Nobody said benchmark here, bro. So now you're using buzzwords, Traps. Benchmarks.
I'm not using buzzwords.
Bro, Mbizo, did you mention benchmark? Did you mention anything about benchmark?
No, I never said benchmark.
I mentioned benchmark because you're trying to do a comparison of United and Arsenal, this and the other. Bro, Arsenal's not where you need to be. Yeah. So forget what Arsenal were doing. And for me,
no.
Like I said,
That's not the comparison I was making. I was making that comparison to talk about improvement, not to talk about destination. What I'm saying is, when Arteta came in, despite not having gotten results, the football was improving. Let me give some context to this, by the way. I'm a manager. I'm not just a fan. I'm literally a qualified coach in three different countries: South Africa, Brazil, and United States.
Talk that shit, Mbizo.
And also speak. I'm not speaking as a fan. I'm speaking as somebody who wants to set up his team in particular ways. And one of the things I like to do is I want every single one of my players to understand how we attack, how we defend, and I want us to do it as a unit. So when one of my players might be spectacular at playing a 40-yard crossfield ball, but I don't want to see that in my football. Maybe from time to time, but I don't want to see it. So if I see it, even if it's successful, I'm going to come to the player. I'm going to say, "Listen, it worked out.
You did, Chris.
I know you can do it, but don't." Okay, and that's what I'm saying. I don't see from Manchester United. What I'm saying I see in Manchester United is everything and anything happens at every and any time.
Right. So
and you never know how they're going to win the game, right? You never know.
It's going to go.
So listen. So this is another thing, yeah. And this is how we win games now. Johnny Evans long ball, Bruno Fernandes, bang. That's how we win games now. Yeah. Anyways, but
if that's the style, then English man was fine. I don't like
it. So cool, yeah. You're saying about improvements and this, that, and the third, right? Yeah. So you remember when the season before? Maybe the season before.
You see how Traps has moved away from Chelsea to talk about Arsenal. He's obsessed with us. He's obsessed.
He's obsessed with me because he asked for the link in between.
I'm not talking about Arsenal. Listen, I'm not talking about Arsenal. I'm discussing Mbizo's point. Chill.
Okay, no problem.
Chill. So you remember when the season when we kept going 1-0 down and we kept on coming back. We was the comeback kings that season, right? So this last season, yeah, same kind of majority of the same players, near enough, but most of the players were playing, right? So we've now gone most clean sheets in the league, right? Bearing in mind, yeah, the greatest manager said, yeah, attack wins you games, defense wins you leagues, right? So do you not see the improvement?
Okay, so again, I cannot take it from a base perspective, an objective perspective. When I say improvement, I very much talk about the kind of things that I associate with the top.
See this? Let me tell you something. You see Mbizo, you can't trust him, you know. You can't trust him. You see what he just done? Did you see what he just done there?
Let me clarify.
He basically turned around and said, "Yes, I understand what you're saying, but no, we're not talking about that." You almost had me, you know. You almost had me,
Traps, remember, let me take you back to the beginning where I said, if Man U has a style, I haven't been able to identify it.
Yeah,
so I was very clear about the fallibility of my evaluation of Manchester United. Maybe they have a style. I can't identify it. And then you said that the style was, grit, coming back from behind, long ball to Johnny Evans. He bangs it. Okay. If that's your style, then my analysis changes. I don't like it. If that's your style, I will say that I am not a fan of that kind of style. But as you mentioned earlier, that never prevented Manchester United from being a powerhouse before.
I'm just going to let
Alex
you know
Ferguson
this
never
from
played the most attractive football.
And Bezo, I'm just going to let you know this from now, yeah? See your DMs, they are going to be an influx, yeah, of Ten Hag ball, yeah? Clips of Ten Hag ball. So you can see exactly what is going on. So the next show,
please, okay, guys, we've gone like 15 minutes over time, talking at some great discussions on tonight's show, guys. I appreciate everyone that's locked in, everyone that's watching now or on the replay. Don't forget to smash the like, share, comment, and subscribe. But before we go, I do want to get some score predictions for the Fulham-Chelsea game and the Liverpool game as well, and the City game. So we'll go around the room real quick and get those predictions. So Liverpool are playing away to Spurs, Spurs just coming on the back of a big 2-2 win against Arsenal. So, what do you think? What's your score? First of all, what's the score prediction for Fulham versus Chelsea?
2-1 Chelsea.
2-1 Chelsea. Traps?
I think it's 1-0, man.
1-0.
Yeah, me too. 1-1.
1-0. I'm gonna go for a little Desmond 2-2. I can't see Chelsea winning, but I don't see them losing. Liverpool versus Spurs. Spurs are at home. Liverpool away. And Bezo?
I think it's going to be a draw with goals, similar to Arsenal, Tottenham. I think all similar quality teams. I think 2-2. I've really enjoyed Tottenham playing this season. They've been one of my favorite teams to watch. Sorry to say this, guys. But
yeah,
so
okay,
2-2.
moving on. Traps.
I reckon
Tottenham versus Liverpool.
I reckon Tottenham wiped the floor with them 3-1. I reckon that because if you notice what Liverpool are the so-called comeback kings at the minute, right? But they go 1-0 down to shit teams, bro. Tottenham will be out of sight. I reckon Tottenham go 2-1.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I reckon
Traps,
Tottenham will go 2-up in that game.
Yeah,
and then they'll be out of sight before they come back. And
if Liverpool start the way they've been starting, they might catch hands.
Liverpool probably 2-0 down at half time and come out and win the second half 2-1 and still lose 3-2. That's what I see.
Very, very good.
Interesting. So your score prediction is 3-1 to Spurs, yeah?
Yeah, 3-1 or 3-2. Okay. No, 3-2. Say 3-2.
3-2. Okay, Abs, what you said?
This is techie. Because you know what it is? Because I'm thinking Mo shin pads always turns up against them, innit?
Mo shin pads.
So
we need to wrap up, Abs. Come on, mate.
Mo is the dog.
A 2-1 Liverpool.
2-1 Liverpool. I'm not gonna lie.
But
I'm not gonna lie. You got all the points are quite valid in terms of how Liverpool have started games, because me and Mbiza have talked about this extensively, and they're not always going to be able to claw their way back. But one thing I have noticed about Spurs, as good as they're playing, they also concede a lot of early chances as well. And if man like Mo's got his sharpshooters on, which he can, it doesn't matter if he's in the game or not. You know what I'm saying? He can just out of nowhere, 2 moments of brilliance. They're 2-1 up by Mo Salah. We know he's got that in him. So I'm going to go over 2. That's definitely a lot. 2-1 for Liverpool as well, just like Arif Razak. And is there even any point in talking about the City result? City against Wolves? I'm going 3-0 City away.
Just spam. It's just spam at this point.
Yeah, spam. Okay. Smashed. Hey, 3-0 for me anyway. Just throwing it out there to City, obviously. Smash the like button, share, comment, and subscribe. If you check the channel in about 10 minutes, there's the Blues Brothers podcast starting with all the Chelsea fans. Their therapy session. We're calling them the mid-table blues right now because there's a lot of blues going around the Blues Brothers right now. So check us out in 10 minutes on that channel. FX is going to be hosting that. Smash the like button, share, comment, and subscribe. And check out all the socials of Abs and Bezo and Traps in the building. And enjoy your football, guys.
Big up.
Thank you,
Been
sir.
Big up.
Big up.
Appreciate you, fellas. Thank you.
Always a pleasure having you. And we're worldwide here. We got people from Nigeria, Brazil, England. Yeah, in England. All right. Big up, everyone. Have a great night. Enjoy your football this weekend and enjoy Blues Brothers coming up at 8 o'clock.